So Peter, you just went through, you beat Viktor Erdos in the Rapid. Yeah, tell us, you won the first game. How did it go, this game?
Well, we played two interesting games, but the second one was, I think, well, there were mistakes and also I got severely lucky. The first one was really, really crazy. The first one I was very happy with because some of the very crazy stuff kind of got left behind behind the scenes, but some of it was seen on the board. At some point I gave a full rook for, I mean, it's quite obviously a very strong attack, but I was very happy with that. It's not always that you can play a game like that. But also, like the position I had at some point where like I have a very nice structure, but I have a rook on a4 which has no moves and a knight on h5 which pretty much has no moves, and he can attack either of those pieces on every move, and I probably will have to sacrifice them. So a very interesting, very sharp tactical game which eventually ended up going in my favor. And also, funnily enough, once again in a game with Viktor, somebody fails to promote properly, and for the first time in my life I've never done this seriously. I mean, I've done this with two hands, but I actually left the pawn on f8 and pressed the clock when I played e7 takes f8. I've never done this since I was 7. I really don't know what happened to my brain at that point. But luckily this is not a loss anymore. This is just 2 minutes to your opponent, and the position was completely winning. And in the second game I think he had outplayed me completely, and when he had a choice between two technical positions, I think he chose the wrong one. I think instead of queen takes f7 he could have played knight e4, and I think he probably would have won that position against me. So yeah, I got very, very lucky in the second one.
So this one was clearly tougher than the first round.
Yes, I have. I mean, I played him before, and I've watched him play quite a bit, and I think Viktor is a very strong, very underrated player, and I think also that he is currently sort of going upwards. I think his approach to the game, we spoke a little bit also during the Bundesliga this year, and I feel like he's going in the right direction, and yeah, I did not expect an easy match, and I didn't get an easy match. So, yeah.
And Alexander Onischuk just told me that he will be your next opponent.
Yeah.
A player who had to play 3 days less of chess. How do you look at playing him?
Well, it's not that relevant, I think. We both played tiebreaks in this round, and this is, I mean, if he didn't play tiebreaks in this round and I did, that would be relevant. But the fact that he didn't play in round 1, to be entirely honest, my games in the first round, I expected them to be a lot tougher than they were eventually. Yeah, no, we played a ton, obviously. I have, you know, he obviously is a very strong player who is not as active as he used to be maybe some time ago. But once again, he's a very known quantity, you know, he is very solid, very well theoretically equipped, and very tough. I mean, he's just beaten Radek, and Radek is an exceptionally strong player. So I mean, I have, you know, this will be a very difficult match.
Okay, and maybe one last comment about at least the fact that, for example, Vichy and Karjakin are already out. Surprised or yeah?
Yeah, very surprised. More in case of Vichy, to be honest, than in case of Sergei, because none of us ever like takes it completely, you know, non-seriously. But for somebody who's already qualified for the candidates, this tournament doesn't have as much importance. And you know, I'm sure Sergei will tell you that if you interviewed him, he would tell you that it's just one game that went bad, and it's also true. But I'm pretty sure that somewhere at the back of his mind it was, yeah, this is a fine tournament, but it's not life and death. I will play the candidates regardless. But for Vichy, this was his last chance to qualify, and what happened to him is sad, frankly. I think chess is better when Vichy is playing well. Sort of the, in general, world is a better place when Vichy is here and playing well. So
yeah, that's what Kasparov said about Aronian also.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I think that would be my emotional response to that. I would prefer him still in the tournament, because also, you know, he always provides additional layer of inspiration for us old-timers, you know. And now he's gone, you know, it's... How is Vasily doing? I'm thinking maybe, you know...
Still playing.
And Boris may have lost already.
Boris is out.
Yeah, so I'm in contention for the oldest player in the tournament now, yeah, so... Not a nice situation to be in, but I'll manage. Yeah, not the worst thing that can happen.
Okay, thanks a lot.